5 bullish reasons. 53K may have been our bottom. I mean, maybe, these things, astrology from Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Scaramucci's. This is your morning TA. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing. Oh, the humble opinion of this piano Zamboni bringing the the FOMO index has tanked down to 28 from yesterday's 29. Bitcoin dominance is 53.6%. 24-hour volume is 75 billion. The overall market cap, 2.12 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Well, what a weekend of emotional ups and downs, rage swings like an 80s abusive workaholic boozer. We had dips and recoveries and more dips and more recoveries, all of which we talked about, but I did make a video with 12 reasons why the price dipped, so we'll skip that for now. After Friday's epic dump, we found a bottom and a bounce at 53.5. Then spent Saturday rallying back up and over. The 20 moving average peaking out at 58.4. Then reversed the engines and found yet another bottom and a bounce at 54.3. It has embarked on an early morning rally to a time of production, 57.8. This week's bullish goals and targets would be first to retest our channel of Ascension support, now acting as resistance, up at 59.2, which would be met by the fickle hand and headwind of the 50 moving average. Now if I say if we can blow past that checkpoint, really is smooth sailing back up to our old channel of eternal monotony support, now acting as resistance at 61.8, a price point we haven't seen since, well, last Wednesday or 5 days ago. Now over on the ding dong, you can see
which one's we'll get candlestick.
Yes, the angelic voices of the children's choir of enchanted wicks, letting us know that a juicy wick has been sacrificed to the gods of wickedness down at 53.5. But we're going to look at bullish goals this week, so more on that sacrificial wick on the live stream. You can see we have been respecting and getting headwindian pushbacks from our old channel of Ascension, bumping our bullish hands up against her 3 days in a row. First bullish goal of the week would be for the love of Pete getting back up and over the 200 moving average at 58.7. We talked about being underneath the 200 last week as a bull market metric conversation we didn't want to have, so hopefully we don't have to have it. Now, if I say if we blow past our next bullish goal for the week would be to retest our old channel of eternal monotony support line, now acting as resistance up at 61.1. Is that a dad alert? Yes, it is. Seems we have carved out a cute little bear flag whose price probability does play out to egads 48.7-ish. Again, we're only talking about bullish goals for the week, but good to know and Duly noted. Quick look at the Wookiee. Says we did. Closed the candle hella red last week. Our fourth red candle in a row. Also not a good bull market metric. But alas, bullish goals, pianomattyb. Bullish goals. First off, we did find a bottom and a bounce at almost exactly the 61.8% fib, which is also in the vicinity of an old channel of Ascension support going way back to the 2021 bull run. Bullish goal number one is to get back up and into our old channel of descension, up at 58.7. Now, my heartbreakingly bullish scenario for this week would be to pump up and close this candle at or above 62.6, which would carve out a cute little bullish engulfing candle, really start making a bullish case for 54.3 being this downward trend and retracements macro bottom. But ifs and whens are like pumps and dumps, they come and go, pumping when we need it most, while dumping when we want it least. This is Bitcoin. We've known this forever. Nothing's changed but one thing, and that one thing is the price. Despite dumps and pullbacks, it just goes up and up and to the right. If you just zoom out, that is the Bitcoin. Undeniable truth. Would you look at that, my friends? The sun's up. It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth. A day none of us are guaranteed. We're not guaranteed these days. Yeah, we're lucky enough to have them anyway, so get out there and knock them dead. And remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected leads. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And we'll be going live right away, so grab yourself a coffee. Join me for a quick one, and by all means, sing it with me now. Around the banks of boom to spang, Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey, whoa. Ching. Children's choir of enchanted wicks, a bear flag, and a dad alert. Egads, all on a Monday morning after an epic weekend of pumps and dumps and rallies and dips. What a weekend. I ended up nibbling on some more Bitcoin because I had that thought, the same thought I had at 28K, the same thought I had at 16K. It's like, yeah, it could go lower, but this is a good time to purchase some Bitcoin. So I did. Will it go down to 51 or 48K? I don't know. I don't care because it doesn't really matter. We're in the vicinity, right? We're in the scoop. If you think you want to snipe a bottom, all the best. I hope you do it. It's just not worth the mental energy to do it. You just got to find where you feel the rounding of the bottom is. And I do feel the rounding of the bottom is where we are right now. If it goes down to 48K, I'll have to nibble on some more. So this is I have the same rationale for buying Bitcoin as I do for buying ribeyes. Right. So when you only eat ribeyes, you have to become a bargain gumshoe. Right. You can't. It's not I'm going to sit here and spend $35 a meal every meal of my life. So you got to find where the ribeyes are cheap. This is how I do it. This is about Bitcoin. It's not just about ribeye. The reason I have this little app called Flip. Right. And I'll just put in ribeyes and boom, if there's a sale, it'll kind of aggregate all the sales and then I'll go price match it. with we have this called Save on Foods, or there's a bunch of ones that'll price match, right? But every now and then, let's call Save on Foods will have its own in-store promotion on ribeye. Plus, they'll have another store that'll have its own ribeye, and then you're now double stacking the coupon because they're price matching and they have their own. So when that happens, that is like a macro bottom in Bitcoin. I have no choice. I have to go buy it. It's on sale. I'd be ridiculously silly to not buy it at that price. And I got to go in hard. So if it's on sale, I got a double coupon for ribeyes, and it doesn't come along around, every 6 months or so, so it's like, when you used to ride the bus and you'd see the window wipers because you're staring out, just thinking aimlessly about why you're on a bus. The window wipers are like this. They're kind of out of sync. And then all of a sudden they become in sync and hallelujah. And then they go out of sync again. Anyway, that's with these coupons. That's what this is, the price action for Bitcoin. When it gets this low, these are crazy opportunities. So like the ribeye, I got to go in hard. When I have the double coupon, I go in, and last time I seriously bought, I think, $1,000 worth of ribeyes because it's so cheap. I had the price down to like $9, $10. So it's hard not to buy as much as you can. I basically exhausted all the petty cash for food in the old budget on ribeyes that week. And I went every day and I bought them. I sold them out. So I'd go, what do you got? And they go, well, we got, 6 here. And you got any back? Well, yeah. I go cut them up. I go, okay, well, is that it? Do you have any more? Like, well, I got another one. Cut it up. So I'd walk out of there with 20 double things of ribeyes, but at $9, how do you stop buying it? $9 ribeyes. We're talking like these thick ribeyes for $9, and that justifies, the cost of the carnivore diet, so to speak. Because outside of that, I don't really enjoy eating $30, $35 steaks. In fact, I haven't had a $35 steak probably in 4 or 5 months, just because I'm a bargain gumshoe when it comes to ribeyes. But that is how Bitcoin happens too. When Bitcoin goes down into the 50s, you're a bargain gumshoe. You got to nibble on that price. And I know most people, at this point, this stage in the game, usually the hodl bag is locked and loaded. But it's hard. I mean, I don't really want to buy more Bitcoin. It's expensive. But when the price comes down, it's just silly not to. And sometimes you're lucky enough to have a little extra scratch to put into Bitcoin. Sometimes you're not. But if your hodl bag's loaded, like I was prepared to not buy any more Bitcoin until the next bear market. I was emotionally and financially prepared for that. But it went down again, and great. And if it goes down to 48K, I'll have to, take back my pickup pop bottles in the garage, put some more scratch together, and get some more. Because at these prices, I mean, we're going to be looking back at them and thinking, holy smokes, can you believe? So let's say it's September, which I really think is when price action is going to hit its new leg up. And I know it seems like it could be a lot far. Jape over on Rumble. We got 24 viewers on Rumble. Jape says, I've been considering going carnivore, but the price is a huge consideration. Yes, it is. But let me explain something to you. You only really eat 1 steak a day, right? It's not like you're eating 2. Sometimes I eat 2, but it just depends on the day. But if you're only eating 1 steak and you can get your price point down to like $10, $12, that's a cheap day of food. That's $12 to eat in a day. Yeah, I might throw in like 5 eggs in the morning or something like that. But what is 5 eggs? A couple bucks. So you're looking at a daily life cost to eat the carnivore diet at about $15, which I think, when I think back to the old diet, I think that's cheaper than I basically ever ate. But you got to be a bargain gumshoe. Anyway, that's my financial advice for the carnivore diet Jeep. 47 likes, Randy, Trevor, or what did I see that? I say smash the like. Oh, that was Alexandra G over on, Alexandra Top G over on Rumble. So when you come to this 4-hour chart, this is what we have to look at today. Whoa, what am I moving here? How come that's unlocked all of a sudden? Let's lock her back up. Go back to the red arrow. Okay. Jeez, no, it's locked. All right, red arrow on top of everything. How's that? Does that work now? Yeah, there we go. What we have to look at today, which is probably the most important metric of this short time frame, the 4-hour chart, is not creating a lower high here. As you can see here, we kind of got rejected big time off. It was a recent pump. I remember doing the video this morning when I'm almost done the edit. I'm kind of looking back and forth because I when I'm doing the edit, I won't look at the chart for about an hour or so. So I'm always excited to see, hey, did anything move? And we had a lot of volatility this morning, up and down, over 57. I think we went down again, then back up. Dave Digital sirloin steak here at Aldi, $6.99 a pound, about $5 per steak. Yeah, that's crazy. At $5 per steak, I mean, I would probably eat 3 steaks a day. But the trick is to get in the fat, right? If you eat too much steak, bad things can happen. Just because your body can't deal with the lack of fat, you need fat in there, lots of fat. Even though you've been told all your life, hey, fat's bad, it's the worst thing you could ever eat. You've been lied to. We've all been lied to about fat. Good fat, right? Obviously, the bad fat you see in candy and whatchamacallit, all those bad foods. That isn't the fat you want, but like the fat in a hard-boiled egg yolk, just the yolk. So like after this stream, I'll go up and eat 6 egg yolks, just the yellow stuff with some butter in it, just to get fat. Start my day off with the fat. Anyway, back to these charts, this 4-hour chart. We want to see price action get above here. We want to put in a higher high. Ideally, we'd like to push up against the 50 moving average and our channel of descension. If we can get up there, I mean, it's bullish. It's not the best, most bullish aspect, but hey, it could be worse. We could be going down. Now, we don't want to put in. So if you're watching anything on the charts today, switch to the 4-hour chart and just make sure that we get above right here. What is this? This is 58.4. We kind of want to close some candles above 58.4 for the love of God. What happened here? For the love of God, 58.4. Now that's 57.2. We seem to be getting a lot of headwind up here. I don't like that because, hey, but here's where it gets good. We keep on knocking down. We may hit that 48K. Well, we'll take a look at why we could hit 48K. Now, the probabilities of hitting 48K is rather low in my books because it's just the doom and gloom of this bear flag play out right here. You can see this is the bear flag. You take the pull, you slide it all, the breakout point, and then you're all at 48 point something. I can't remember what it was. 48.4, 48.3. This is where this plays out. I think the more important aspect is that which once winged will get candlesticked, which is right down here, 53.2. Isn't it insane that we actually hit that? Well, we've been talking about it here for weeks, so it's not that insane. Everyone here knows that those probabilities of hitting 53 were in there. And Lord love a duck if we didn't do just that. So this is the worst case scenario of 48K. Now, I shouldn't have said worst case scenario because as soon as you say those things, you bring in the probabilities of breaking it and it not being the worst case scenario. So I remember a couple weeks ago, a lot of crypto YouTube content creators were saying, 58 is the basis point. We're never going to go lower than 58. That's where everyone, right? As soon as I hear that, I know we're hitting 58K. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why people always say that the floor is in. The floor is in, even though the title of this video is 58K or 5 reasons why 53K is the bottom. Once you say that, you kind of bring in the jinx, right? We don't want to jinx it. I'd be looking more at this wick, this enchanted wick to maybe candlestick, which would be throw a lot of turmoil into the markets. Everyone, the doom and gloom would be unbelievable. People would be losing their mind. But it could happen because what is the best indicator in the world? Correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you've found a better one. But the Children's Choir of Enchanted Wicks. Geez, if it doesn't play out all the time, I don't know what does. I don't even like it. You know, when I see these wicks, I'm like, God, it's almost like, you know, the closing the gap, you know, the CME gap, the wicks, not unlike that. So on the ding dong, what I want to see is they get over this channel of Ascension's resistance. And then we would, you know, inevitably after that, hit 61, right where this 20 moving average is. You know, this is what we do. Resistance, moving averages, and of course the Fibonacci's. The Fibonacci on the daily chart is 61 point. Who's texting me so early? 61.8. This would be another hella bullish aspect, of course. We'd be in 62. Inverse Kramer, Kenny. Yeah, you're right. That may be the best one as well. Take a look at the Wookiee. I wish I could do the Wookiee impersonation. I know a guy who do it. I always ask him to do it. I try to figure it out. How are you doing that? Like, is that like your trachea gargling in the back? Dude, making that such a weird thing to do. So if you want to talk about Children's Choir of Enchanted Wicks, I mean, we are in a Wick Garden, but look at this. I mean, look, this is, remember this wick? We're like, oh, this is a hammer candle. It's up, upsy daisy from here. Sure enough, we did go upsy daisy, but then I was like, wait a second, don't we have this wick back there that the Children's Choir of Enchanted Wicks like to sacrifice? Darn tootin' it is. So what did we do? We went, turned the boat right around back to Winnipeg, and look at that. Candlesticking that wick with a perfect 10-point landing. That's just uncanny. So all these wicks in this Wick Garden. And if you've watched these videos for the past month or so, I always would come, oh, the Wick Garden. It's just a Wick Garden, right? And boom, we candlestick all the wicks. So I would say the good news about the candlestick on the ding dong on the wall on the daily there, it looks a lot more drastic than this. This is more just kind of retail. You know, retail likes to ape in at the last second, and they sell at the bottom and they buy at the top. It's just what they do. So will we hit this wick down here? It doesn't look that crazy here, but we'll keep an eye on her. Keep our papers on here. So I tried to make the edit today when I said this is an old line of resistance from a channel of Ascension from the 2021 bull run. But time started getting restricted on it. For some reason, the video took me a lot longer. I think it's because I haven't made one in about 5 days. And I tell you, if I don't make a video every day, I get rusty and slow. Right? That's why I always try to make a video, just to keep the skills sharp. So I want to show you what that actually looks like, why I have that channel of Ascension. There you go. There you can see it. This channel of Ascension, save for our peaks here. This is what we're looking at for the next. Okay, well, so there it is. I'm going to zoom back out here because there's a little bit of an eyesore here. This is where we have to go. I mean, think about this. If we were to rally back, which would be hallelujah, everyone would just be flying high as anything. The next resistance would be up here at our channel of Ascension from the 2021 bull market. It's resistance, which, you know, 72.8. But here's the thing. Look how bizarre this is. Remember we drew this out? When did we draw this out? This was March. Oh, you know, we'll likely go down here. And then this seemed outrageous. Remember? It was outrageous. It was outrageous. When it was coming down here, we were like, oh, it'll never go down to 54. That's outrageous. Then it went up again. I thought, well, nice little squiggle there, pianomattyb. That 54.4 is what? That's right. It's outrageous. Is it? And all the way it came right down just to fulfill this little predictive squiggle that we drew in there. Spontaneous one. I guess it was after this massive candle, hammer candle here. Oh, we're going to go back up. We did. And we came back down. So you can see, you know, by the end of the video, the one thing that's true is price action just does go up. If you zoom out, you have to zoom out to realize that, yes, there are downtrends and there are some pullbacks, but they're generally downtrends within a massive macro uptrend to the right. And that's just how it goes. If you zoom out, now if you don't zoom out, you know, you're going to give yourself a heart attack. But here's the good thing about zooming out. You get to prepare yourself for these nibbles. Does it go down again? Yeah, take a nibble if you have it. Personally, I'd be pretty ecstatic if it went down to 51 again. Like, it's crazy to think. So now I get this. I look at things as 10% of a Bitcoin, right? How can you get 10% of a Bitcoin? Well, right now, to get 10% of a Bitcoin, you would need $57,000 or $5,700. Who's got $5,700 lying around? Not many people. I know I don't. So the odds of getting another 10% of a Bitcoin are so low. So as it gets, you know, you do it a couple times, you put a couple positions in at 1,000. Next thing you know, if it comes back 5 times, every time ribeyes go down to that price, if you buy as much as you can, next thing you know, you got a deep freezer full of ribeye and another 10% Bitcoin. And that's really, for someone like me, that's what I'm trying to accumulate as time goes on. Do I wish I had a lot more money so I could? Yeah, I do. But that's what you got to do. You can only do what you can do, and you're only in your financial seatbelt, right? You can't. The last thing you want to do, and this is I've struggled with this, is that every time I've had, being an entrepreneur and a business owner and just a hustler without a job, you need a cushion, right? You need like, oh shit money. When the shit hits the fan, you need be able to pay your burn rate for at least, you know, at least 3 months. I like to do 6 months, where if the worst thing, let's say you wound up in the hospital and, you know, you're laid up for 3 months, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. Well, for me, there's no like disability pay. There's no one paying me for the things I'm no longer doing. So I need that cushion. There's been a lot of times where I wanted to take that cushion and throw her into Bitcoin. But that's, you know, you're setting yourself up for some potential hard times. If, you know, something comes up and you need that cushion and you put it into Bitcoin, then you got to bring it out again, and, you know, all that stuff. And it's just, you know, so you got to be careful out there. Don't put too much in that you can't. Don't put in anything that you can't afford to lose, right? This is, at this point in the game, it's all it's all gearing up for this next bull run. So if your hodl bags are packed, then your hodl bags are packed. Good. Well, save some money for the next bear market. Because here's the question. What are you going to do in the next bear market? You're going to do what we did in the last bear market. Treat it like a bank account, and you just shove money in there when you can. You take that dirty blood money fiat and you throw it into your Bitcoin ledger cold wallet outside of the internet for the bear market. That's really the best thing you can do. And who knows? This bear market may seem weird, right? Like, let's say we go up and we come down to 100K. Well, putting money into a $100,000 asset is something we just don't know how to do. You know, we've never done that. It was but a year or so ago that we were putting money into a $20,000 asset, right? That makes a lot more sense. But who cares about the fiat cost of Bitcoin? Who cares about it? You're just stacking and accumulating that Bitcoin. So for instance, if you had a nibble, let's say at 55K, you have point blah, blah, blah of a Bitcoin. Well, in your wallet, that's all that matters is the number of Satoshis you have. It doesn't really matter what the fiat equivalent is. It's going to go up and down. And a little bit of a spoiler alert is that if we have hyper Bitcoinization, it might be just to the fact that the dollar is worth absolutely nothing. So, you could have a $600,000 Bitcoin, but what's the equivalent? Is it like a $57,000 Bitcoin? I hope not. It'd be horrible. That means there's a whole lot of pain going on everywhere. 119 viewers between YouTube and Twitter. Or X, 33 on X. That's a healthy Twitter feed, and 26 on Rumble. I like the fact that Rumble and Twitter, bastions of free speech and not that much censorship, I would hazard to guess, is picking up. I like that. I think it'll force YouTube to change its ways. We all want YouTube to change its ways. One thing about, people in Bitcoin is that they're not too keen on censorship. They're not big fans of it. So when we're on YouTube and everyone's watching their P's and Q's and, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to get this taken off because it's such a roller coaster on YouTube. Like what you couldn't say a month ago, you can say now. And then 2 weeks later, oh, no, we can't say that again. So stop saying that. It'd be nice if you didn't have those intellectual blinders and seatbelts on. So you can just speak your mind. We like to be transparent, have no censorship, and just talk with the mind. But I find myself, the hardest part about this live stream, if there is a hard part at this point, is to talk freely, but also keep in mind not to say certain things, if that makes any sense. Fish, Elon should buy YouTube too. I know. Wouldn't that be great? One last thing, actually. This has been a long stream, 8:32. I guess it was a long video. This is why that 48 isn't such a crazy thing as well. Just to, if you've got your eyesight's on a lower ribeye cost / Bitcoin, just to keep in mind that the true retrace on the monthly, the 61.8, the goldenest of golden ratios, is 43.2. And that's basically, if you look back here, it really is a level of confluence, the 61.8. If we just stick it there, bump, we've seen a lot of candle closes at that. So it wouldn't be crazy. It wouldn't be insane to see that happen, because that's where price likes to go, where it's been. It doesn't like to go to parties that it's never been to. It likes to go to parties that it knows. It likes to watch TV shows that it knows. It likes to go see movies that it's seen. That's how price action feels comfortable. So for it to go down there wouldn't be the most insane thing. And holy smokes, what would happen if the price went down there is that people would lose their minds, obviously. But those who understand value proposition of Bitcoin would be putting whatever they can, taking their pick-up bottles back from the garage into 7-Eleven, getting the extra scratch and putting it into Bitcoin. I know I would. That would be the toughest part, is do I take that cushion and put it into Bitcoin? That would be the toughest part. I don't know about you, but I'd be having some serious conversations with myself about what to do with that that extra money. Deep Fresh, grilling ribeyes and stacking Bitcoin. And that's right. Duke, my son, is out at the cabin this week with his cousins. Probably having the time of his life. Before he left, which was about 7:45, he's been playing this skateboarding game on Xbox. And of course he thought, well, I'm just going to try all these tricks that I've been doing. And he tried to do an ollie. And if you know what an ollie is, you know how easy it is to not. So he jumped up and then he landed on the back tire and whoosh, the whole thing came out at him. And he scraped his elbow just in time for the cabin to go into the lake. It was funny because he was so mad because he's going to have to go in the lake, and then his elbow's going to hoit with his cousins, but he'll be okay. He's a tough kid. Well, my friends, Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for, did we get over 100 likes here? We got 75. If you happen to forget to hit the likes, 56.9. We just lost 57K. Not good. Not good. I don't like that. If you happen to forget to hit the likes, pump that. Let YouTube know that they're just a bunch of stickler losers and that they should put content where it belongs. They should put better content in front of people's faces. And the only way that happens is if you hit the like and, share it with that one person who is on the fence. Maybe they don't know anything about Bitcoin. Maybe this can help. Who knows? Dickie Twiddle, holy smokes, haven't seen you in a long time, Dickie. Just caught that in the right before. Fish, see ya, 57. I had a funny thing about Wick and Wick's wife when I was driving, watching the comments on the live stream on Saturday. I forgot it. Maybe it'll come to me. It was funny. I'll let you in on it if it comes back to me, Wick and Wick's wife. Have a good day, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Make sure you like and subscribe.